why do we lie when it comes to mental illness? I think we lie because we're used to it. We're telling everybody always that we're fine and that we're okay when we're really not. And that's really what starts off the basis of lying when it comes to mental illness, because at least from my personal experience, and I struggle with ADHD, PTSD, I struggle with GAD, I also struggle with MDD. My name is Eric, I'm a recovering addict. In life, we want to know and we want to almost believe that we're okay. So we lie to ourselves and we tell people that we're fine and we're okay. When we do that, I think sometimes people even lose track that we do struggle. When we're not open about our sickness and what we're going through, people think we're like a normal person and they lose track of that. And we almost don't want to lose that human connection, because let's face it, we've all done it before, where we tell people that we're suicidal, or we start reaching out and screaming for help. And people come into our lives. Once we get them into our lives, we don't want to lose them. So it's almost like we become moldable, or at least I do, moldable to the person and to the personality, because I don't want to lose them in my life. I don't have a lot of people in my life. And next thing you know, we're not lying about the big things. It's these little fibs to try and please the person and appease the person, because we don't want to lose this person who's special to us. And it almost then becomes second nature, and we can dig ourselves a major hole. And next thing you know, you almost forget that the person struggles. And mental illness is not an excuse to lie by any means. But mental illness is a reality. And I think it's a reality to understand every aspect of it. That just saying that I'm fine and that I'm okay is essentially us lying. Saying that, hey, I'm having a really good day, and then all of a sudden someone starts sharing and you're like, yeah, my day was really fucked up and I wanted to relapse, or whatever it might be. And the person's going, well, wait a minute, you said that you're okay. What's going on? Oh, no, I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to share about it. And we have so many made up conversations even in our head that we think that we've had conversations with people. I literally have met and talked with people and had conversations in my head that when I'm done, I think that we had a conversation. Like, my brain feels like we had a conversation, and I'll even tell people, I told you about that. And they're like, no, you haven't. And I'm like, shit, am I losing grips with reality? Did I not tell them, or did I tell them? And then I doubt myself, and then I question myself, and then I just smile and, oh, okay. Well, here's kind of what it is. And now all of a sudden we're sugarcoating it because we thought we had this conversation that never even existed. Mental illness, it's not a joke, and we're not doing it to seek attention. I mean, we're trying to seek connection. And a lot of times when we get the connection we want, we don't know what to do with it. We all of a sudden get that connection and we're going, this is amazing, this is awesome. What do I do now? We have all these walls up because we don't want to be hurt. And in return, a lot of times we'll hurt people that we love. Whether it's anger, whether it's lying to them, whether it's, like, I'll call it, I'm bullshitting you. No, I got to own that shit. I got to own it and say, no, I lied. Not intentionally. It wasn't like my intent to hurt somebody. But there was some kind of intention behind that. And the more that I've looked in, the more that I research on stuff like this, I believe, at least in my case, and maybe somebody else out there can relate, and that's why I wanted to share it. I think it starts off with every day saying that we're fine and we're okay. And even on those shitty days, telling people that we're okay when we're not. Telling people that we're okay when the shit's getting real in here. I mean, when I tried to attempt suicide back in September of 2018, I told everybody that day I was fine. I reached out even on Twitter telling people, man, if you're struggling, here's my phone number. Reach out and text me, call me. I got your back, because it gets better. But yet inside, I'm coming up with my whole plan of how to take my own life. I mean, that's the biggest lie in the world. And I got to own that shit. I mean, the more that we own it, it doesn't fix it. It doesn't make it right. And mental illness is not an excuse. That's why I feel so strongly in owning it. But we have to talk about it. We have to make it a conversation so that we don't always fall down that path, because it's trial and error. We're going to learn along the way. And we're going to fuck up a lot along the way, and that's okay. We're going to fuck up a lot. We're going to hurt some people that we don't mean to hurt. We're going to help some people that we end up helping. We don't even understand why we helped them or how we helped them. It's almost that double standard of, you see people out there and they're vulnerable and you're like, oh my God, I'm so proud of how strong you are. This is so inspirational, but yet we're afraid to share our own story. We're lying to ourselves to fake it till we make it, fake it till it gets better. Is it ever going to get better? Well, you're going to have better days and you're going to have worse days. It's a teeter-totter, and what I've learned is you got to celebrate those good days, and on the bad days, you go, fuck, it's a bad day today. It's a bad day. What can I do tomorrow to make it a little bit better? Shit, did I remember my meds? One of the things that I'm practicing even now is just when people are asking me how today is, it's a shitty day. And telling people that it's a shitty day, because the worst thing that you can do is put somebody up on that pedestal and think that, man, this person's normal and I want to be like them. And people even will lose track and forget that you're struggling and suffering. And next thing you know, they're going, well, what the fuck happened to you? Nothing happened to me. It's not like it just happened overnight. It's always been there. But I put on this whole mask and this huge fake smile and the fake lies of I'm okay. And I start feeding you the lip service that you want to hear. Because I don't want to lose you as a friend. I mean, that's a huge fear. I think when we struggle with anxiety, at least with my anxiety, it's a huge fear of mine. I have a huge fear of mine of people coming and going in my life, getting screwed over. And if I'm not going to get screwed over, I need to say what will appease them because I want them to stay. I firmly in my head don't believe that people like me for me. I don't know how to break through that barrier. I practice every single day but I don't know how to break through that barrier. And it's baby steps that I'm learning, and it's baby steps. Because none of us are perfect, and what worked for somebody doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. And that's why you can't give up. It's so much of that trial and error, like, dude, what's going to work for me? Because the shit right now that I'm doing isn't working for me, and if it's not, I have two choices. I can give up or I can keep trying. And there's going to be some pain to it. I mean, I have to own that I have hurt people along the way of what I've done. Not intentionally. Not in, I want to just jab this. No. Don't want you to leave. But I don't know how to communicate. I don't know how to share that. This is a shitty thing about mental illness. We don't get a rule book and a guidebook that says, here, do this. And make it a routine so then it becomes comfortable. It's that communication. Communication is so easy, yet it's so difficult, and we do it in so many different fucked up ways. You know, with text messaging, there's no emotions there. So then we always will take things almost the negative way and take things the wrong way. I mean, for example, take somebody off of red when you have them on red on your text messages, and all of a sudden you're going, why am I off red? What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? And now I got to say whatever I can because I don't want to lose you as a friend, because I'm losing you as a friend and my world is fucking collapsing. So what's going on in here? You might not even realize it. Maybe you do. But owning it and communicating it is different. And it's different for us all, so you got to make sure that you communicate it. You got to make sure that you own it. It is a struggle. It's a fight. It's worth it. Every fucking single day, it's worth it. But it stops with the lying of, I'm fine, I'm okay. Today's a great day. You have no idea how many people I've talked to. Today's a great day. Good. You know, I'm here for you anytime. Next thing I know, blah, 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 and it's word vomit because I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with that. I'm like, why didn't you say that up front? Because it's like we think people expect of us, when sometimes they don't even expect of us, yet we don't realize that. We don't realize that there's no expectation on us because we have such high expectations of ourselves to get better. But it's okay. I mean, that's why I believe in therapy. I believe in a therapist. I believe in getting help to work through this shit. Because us trying to do it on our own, it's fucking hard. At least I'd rather have somebody that goes, hey, at least I got the fucking map right here. Let's go along this together. We might get lost a couple times, but we can always shift back to the fucking map. Just don't give up. It just comes down to trying and celebrating those small victories every day. Every day that you don't lie is a victory. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're a compulsive liar. We compulsively lie to ourselves. Anybody says that they don't compulsively lie to themselves, so I'm okay when I'm having a fucked up day, dude, own that shit, because I do it. I'm not perfect by any means. But you know what? We can make a difference, and we can change that. And that's a beautiful thing about it. We can change that. If you haven't hit that like and subscribe button, hit that like and subscribe button. My name is Eric. My channel is about bridging the gap between a crisis hotline and therapy. It started a nonprofit called Driven Together that's about sharing tools, experiences, resources, having a community for peer-to-peer support so that we don't go it alone, because I know what it's like to fucking struggle. I know what it's like to feel alone and that nobody gives a shit. because that's how our brain works. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist. I just like to share my experiences, hoping that it helps one person out there, that one person out there suffering silently. Comment below. I'd love to hear your experiences. And the more that we interact and the more that we comment, the more that nobody does go it alone. In the description, I have links to things that I use on Amazon, affiliate links for fidget spinners and fidget cubes, things that help me personally. I even have a link to BetterHelp if you want to try online therapy, to at least try it, because it is all trial and error. It's finding out what works for you and not giving up. And if something doesn't work, knowing that you're that much closer to finding something that will work. I mean, it's a we thing. It's an us thing every single day fighting through. You're a BAMF. You're a badass motherfucker. You made it through 100% of your worst days, make it through 2 today. And that shows how strong you are. You know what? We got this. Together, we got this. And we can fight back every single day and make it a little bit easier. Hit that like and subscribe button. Comment down below. I'd love to have you along for the journey.